Okay, so here's what you're going to do. This is the first sheet we talked about. I gave you last week. This is the lab. Okay, so what the lab procedures are. Okay, so the pulse heart rate lab is designed to provide you with practice opportunities to improve comfortability in locating your pulse. Locating your pulse is important not only for reasons pertaining to your careers in the healthcare field, but for your own personal benefit, as well as to benefit anyone in your immediate family or circle of friends. So follow the directions below to determine pulse rate. So A, we're going to do this together. So A, get your phone out and open up the clock, or use a watch or other timing device. So get your phone out, open up the clock, and if you don't want to use your phone, use a watch or other timing device. So I'll let you do that now. So once you do that, okay, you're going to open, like I said, open up the clock. You're going to locate your pulse now. So you're going to, obviously, as we talked about last week, you can make a fist, open up the hand, draw a mental line from the tip of your second digit to 2 fingers width below your palm on the lateral side, right? We just looked at common mistakes made of finding the pulse, right? So make sure it's not on the pinky side. Make sure it's on the thumb side. Make sure it's not with your thumb, right? I didn't mention this on the video, but your thumb actually has a pulse. So for you taking your own pulse with your thumb, it may not make a big difference because you're gonna feel your own pulse anyways. But when you're partnering up with someone and you're feeling someone else's pulse, if you take someone else's pulse with your thumb, you can confuse your own pulse with their pulse. Okay, so we don't take it with the thumb. Obviously, you don't take it on the carotid artery. It creates pressure, like I mentioned in the video. And you're going to press firmly. Okay, so I want you to think about all those things. Think about what you saw in the video. Locate the pulse. And then start your clock. Okay, so C, start the clock. Count your pulse as the seconds are running. Don't count the seconds. Just count the pulse, right? The clock's going to run on its own without you having to count at all or not. So let the clock run. Once the clock hits 60 seconds, stop counting the pulse rate and write down the number. Okay, so that's the direction. So you're going to go self-resting heart rate, sitting down, radial pulse on the right side. This is the right wrist. So you'll take your left hand, take the pulse on the right wrist, count for 60 seconds. Okay, count for 60 seconds. Write it down on your sheet. Then you'll do it for the left hand, same thing. So you're going to do right hand, then left hand. What I want you to do also is I want you to share your screen only if you are having trouble. Okay, if you are having trouble, I don't need to see. In class, I wouldn't come around checking everyone's pulse, making sure you have it. I might be able to scan it a little bit, but if you're not having difficulty, I typically would be like, okay, good, they got it, no issues. In class, if we were here, actually, since we're not here, I'm not going to ask you to share your screen. So just share your screens only if you're having difficulty and you need my help. Okay, so you're going to go right hand, then left hand. Right hand, then left hand. And then from there, you're going to do if you have a partner, okay, so if you have a partner at home, then you're going to ask that partner, so brother, sister, mom, dad, whoever it might be that's home with you, you're going to ask them if you can take their pulse. Okay, you're going to go right hand. So that's the second part of it. You're going to go right hand and left hand of your partner, and you're going to find their pulse. And maybe a little different than finding your pulse. Maybe they are a little bit meatier on the wrist. their pulses aren't evident, you might have to push a little harder, right? It won't be as soft. Remember, if you have trouble with this, you just obviously put your screen on and I'll help you find it. Okay, you might be in the wrong spot. You might just need a little bit of assistance. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, self-resting heart rate, right radial pulse, beats per minute. Self-resting heart radial pulse, left beats per minute, 60 seconds. Partner checked resting heart rate. If you don't have a partner at home, you're going to do it again on yourself. No, actually, no, sorry, don't do that. If you don't have a partner, you're going to wait for your partner to come home, right? Mom, dad, brother, sister tonight. So that would be a little bit of your homework, right? You're going to check your partner's pulse rate when they're home. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. So you'll leave 3 and 4 for later. Once you get done with 1 and 2, you may already be done with 1 and 2, and you can't do 3 and 4. So you're on basically the next set. So you'll pick one exercise of the 5 provided below to perform for 1 continuous minute with no breaks in between. So you'll do squats, jumping jacks, lunges, running in place, phantom jump rope. Phantom jump ropes like this, right? You're pretending you have a jump rope, but you don't, for 1 minute. And then, or other, maybe something else that you want to do. Maybe you want to go outside, do it for a minute in the backyard, front yard, on the street, whatever it might be. You do your 1 minute of exercise. And then write the selected exercise on the bottom, and then you're gonna do so where it says 5 and 6 partner checked, it's not partner checked, it's just you, right? So you're gonna write your pulse after exercise on 5 and 6, not partner checked. That should be changed. I gotta remember to change that. Now, I know there's a couple of you that may have some difficulty. You can't exercise, you're injured, whatever, that's fine. Don't do the exercise. Just 5 and 6 will be your pulse again. No exercise, 5 and 6, and then just put in the line where it says other, put injured. All right, put injured or ill or whatever it might be. So you can't do the exercise. So 5 and 6 is your own pulse after you do the exercise on both right and left. Then once you finish 5 and 6, you're going to sign it. And that's a signature that you completed the lab and you understand how to take pulse. When you're done, okay, I want you to just chat in the box. Just chat in the box, done or finished, done or finished. All right, just chat in the box, done or finished. That way I know that we have everyone that's finished it and I can move on. If once you get done, just sit tight until everyone else finishes, okay? Shouldn't be too much longer. I'll give you about a couple more minutes before I move on. There's a majority. So far, I just let you know who I have so far. I got Aurora done. Sarah is done. Atkinson, Isabella, Leilani, Marcos, Damien, Dylan, Sarah, Ryan, both Dylan Hurt, Dylan Polanco, Ryan, Oliva, I think I said Mikkel, or is it? I'll ask you at the end. I'm sorry, Mikkel, if it's Michael or Mikkel. Carol and Ava. Nick. Okay, good. Thanks, Nick. Lexi, got it. Sandra got it. Samantha, I see it. Good. And then Sandra, I think I just saw. Yep. So give about a minute left. I'm still waiting on Cedric, Angel. I know Abel, you got kicked off the internet, and then Romeo. Okay, so
Just sent a message. I'm done.
what's that? Is that you, Cedric?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
got
done.
it. Got it. Thank you, Cedric. And then I got Angel. I see it. And then if you're still working on it while I'm talking, going to the next, I know there's a couple still out there, I think. Anna and Abel. So as you're working on it, Lorenzo, I see. Good. Thank you. And then Mariana, I think I'm still waiting. And Romeo got it. And got it. Thank you. And then I think I'm just waiting on one more. So it's fine if you don't have a partner. Just do it later, right? Just do it later. I'm not going to ask So here's how this will work. I'm not going to ask you to submit the document on Google Classroom right now. I might do that. So like, for example, there's a few of you that were waiting. You got done early. That will be a good time to just submit it on Google Classroom if it was ready and set up. And if you're able to go through the whole lab on your own without needing a partner later on. But since you need a partner, potentially need a partner later on, I'm not going to ask you to submit to Google Classroom at this moment. It'll be by tonight, 11:59. Okay, so we'll do another one, 11:59 by tonight. It's also, I do it right away, just so there's not a capability of sharing documents. Say you didn't do it or whatever. Hey, let me get your numbers. How'd you do this? That's also just to be able to keep the work authentic. Okay, so that's that. So if you didn't turn it in right away, just make sure you look to get it to me, by tonight. You look to finish it by tonight. If you didn't do it in class. Usually what we try to do is the class stuff. We do it in class, done, right? You get the point for it. You submit it. Pretty easy. Okay, so let me move on. So this would now be C2, okay? And it'll go on Google Classroom, C2. Your signature, obviously if it's not something that's printed, just type your name in, that's fine. And then the numbers would go in as well. Most of the time, if you can't, this would be a sheet where you'd write it out if you couldn't print it, right? You write it out, you'd put the numbers in, and then you would just submit an image to me through Google Classroom. If you didn't print it out and you want to do it on the screen, that's okay too. You could always also submit it to Google Classroom as well. Okay, so moving on. So this is Pulse Worksheet 3 now. Okay, so this is the last one you have. There's 2 sheets to it. This will be worth 1 point. So this lab was worth 2. This will be worth 1 point. Okay, so this is, and then what I'll do is we'll finish this by today. And then I'll get you the next sheets for the Pulse Worksheet. I think it's 4 and 5 maybe. I'll get that to you by tomorrow night so that you have it to prepare and print out and do what you need to do for Thursday. Okay, so let's move on. So here we go. So a little bit more about the heart rate, right? So the heart beats involuntarily. All right, so meaning an individual cannot control if it beats, when it beats, or the speed at which it beats, right? It's an automatic system, automatic process for you. So it's not like breathing, right? Breathing is self-controlled. I can hold my breath if I want. All right, I can breathe faster if I want. I can breathe slower if I want. I can adjust it. So typically we don't want to breathe too fast or too slow just because we want to, because that can be dangerous. But typically breathing is self-moderated, self-controlled. Now we have to breathe in order to survive. So there is some systemic regulation that goes on with the brain to say, hey, look, no, you need to breathe. You need to breathe, right? You need breaths in. You need oxygen. We'll talk about this later on, but muscles, right? I can grip a grasp. I can, type. I can pick up a roll of tape. I can pick up a phone, right? I can, open a book, right? There's a lot of things that I can do because it's voluntary, right? I can decide I don't want to talk anymore, right? I fold my arms and be like, dude, I'm upset, I'm pissed off, whatever. I'm not gonna talk anymore. There's a lot of things I can control. The heart is not something that can be controlled, right? We don't have a switch that we can just flip on and off like a light switch, turn it on, turn it off. Hey, you know what? I want my heart to be a little slower right now. I want to stop. I want it to rest. I don't want it to beat as fast. No, it doesn't work like that, right? It's involuntary. So normal, okay, normal resting. Here's where the normal numbers come into play when you take pulse, right? So normal resting heart rate range is 60 to 100 BPM. BPM is beats per minute. Okay, so it's beats per minute. All right, so that's what BPM stands for. So everything on here, it's fair game for you, okay, quiz-wise, when we do the quizzes and all that stuff. All right, so this is what you're responsible for memorizing. And I'll give you some other, we'll do some games and some different activities to really help you memorize and understand how to do that. All right, so lower the normal resting heart rate range, which is below 60, is called bradycardia. Okay, so it's called bradycardia. So lower the normal resting heart rate range, which is below 60, is called bradycardia. Okay, so bradycardia can be considered normal for individuals who are physically conditioned. These individuals who are physically conditioned have a lower than normal resting heart rate because their heart muscle has been conditioned to work harder during periods of time throughout the day. These periods throughout the day will be considered times when they are aerobically exercising. Okay, so let me give you a little story. So when I was a college athlete, I went in for a physical. I was like 21, right? I played, obviously I said Division I, right? Very elite, right? I was in the same league as UCLA. We played UCLA league, Stanford, Cal, Oregon State. Oregon didn't have a team at the time. I still don't think they do, a men's program. So Washington Huskies. So all the big dogs, right? We played all those teams. We were in that league. And so I went in for a physical one day, and my heart rate was like at 52, right? It was at 52. And the doctor was like, whoa, you know, like your heart rate's pretty low. You know, he said, are you fit? Are you an athlete? Right? And I'm like, yeah, you know, I told him what I did. I played soccer, whatever. He's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. 52 is normal for you then, right? Because very conditioned hearts, right, have the capability of beating much less frequent compared to a less conditioned heart to do the same amount of work, right? So we'll talk about an example here later on. An unfit person versus a fit person, right? If I'm fit, then my heart's going to be much more effective. It's going to be a really, really strong pump. Unfit, much less effective pump, right? So aerobic exercise is considered any exercise bout that requires, it's just simple. There's a much more complicated definition, but we're just going to make it very simple. We don't need to know a whole lot about it right now for this class. It's an exercise bout that requires oxygen to maintain the exercise effort. So think of cardiovascular endurance examples of aerobic exercise. So think of them. They include what? There's 5 of them. So I'm gonna go down the list. I'm just going to ask for a suggestive input. What would be, think of right now, I'm going to give you about a minute before I call on you, right? A cardiovascular endurance example. If you have, what type of activity is going to give you endurance aerobically, cardiovascular? So let me call on Marcos. Marcos, give me one example. And if you're wrong, it's no big deal, right? Give me one.
Jogging.
What's that?
Jogging.
Good. Jogging. We'll count running, right? Running or jogging. Good. That's one. So let's put that in there. How about Sarah M?
Swimming.
Swimming. Good. Excellent. Swimming. Endurance, right? Like you're going to swim and you're not just going to go swimming, you're going to swim one lap, right? If it was just one lap, then it wouldn't be considered endurance and it wouldn't be considered aerobic, right? But most people don't just go say, oh, I'm going to get in the pool, I'm going to swim a lap. No, they go, hey, I'm going to go to the aquatic center and I'm going to go swim. Well, I wouldn't say, hey, how many laps? Are you going to swim just one lap? No, you would you would look at me like you're crazy. Like, why would I swim 1 lap? That's stupid, right? You would go swim for like a half an hour. It means you might swim 30 laps, right? And you would not stop. Maybe you take a little bit of a break, between lap 10 and 11, right? You get to lap 10, you're like, oh man, I'm zonked. I need a break. You take maybe a minute. Then you go back and do it again, right? So swimming, yeah. Running, the same thing. You're not going to go, okay, I'm going to run, and I'm just going to run for 100 yards, and that's it. I'm done, right? That would be considered a sprint. And so sprinting is different than running, right? Running or jogging, right? As Marco said, jogging, right? You're not going to just jog 100 yards. You're going to do it for an extended period of time. Okay, good. So running, jogging, swimming. Dylan Hurt, what do you think?
Cycling.
Good. Excellent. That was next on my list. So cycling, right? Exactly. Same thing, right? So Southern California is great for cycling. You'll go out. I'm sure you've seen it before. You'll drive, or you're walking, you're out wherever you're at home, and Monrovia and Duarte and these areas, like you'll see cyclists all over the place. Well, they don't get out and they'll go, hey, now I'm gonna go cycling. I'm gonna just go to my neighbor's house, right? Or I'm gonna go up the street cycling. No. You cycle for an hour, right? And it's continuous. You maybe take a break at midpoint, but you're going to go for a whole half an hour to cycle, or an hour to cycle, or 90 minutes, or 3 hours, however fit you are, right? So aerobic endurance examples, running or jogging, swimming, cycling. Now we kind of get a little bit running out of options here to make it a little bit easier, right? So think of something else, right, that would take before I call you, that would take time, that would make you tired, right? Over a span of a half an hour or an hour. Give me an idea, another example.
Kayaking.
What's up?
Like canoeing or kayaking?
Yeah, who was that?
Marcos.
Yeah, Marcos. Good job. So canoeing, we're going to put it here. Okay, this is another one. Not on my list, but still good. Kayaking, canoeing, good. So give me, go ahead.
Dancing.
Yeah, who is that?
And
And good, yeah, dancing. We're going to put it here, right? So dancing would be another one. Good. So you dance for a while, right? Very, very much endurance. So let me ask Romeo. What about you? What do you think would be another one?
Boxing.
Okay, good. So boxing for sure, right? Does anybody have another one? We'll put 4.
Jump
Jump
rope.
roping.
Good. Jump roping. Yep. Who said that?
I did, and so did Ryan, I think.
Okay, who's I?
Sandra.
Okay, good. Jump roping, we'll put that as 4 because that's one of mine. And can someone give me something else? How about,
Hiking.
yeah, I was just going to say, how about hiking? Right? Good. Hiking, for sure. So I want to also add in, which some of us might not think it is, but it actually is for certain people, is walking. Okay, so walking. Right? Now, walking can be aerobic endurance because for me, walking is not going to be aerobic endurance, right? My heart rate's going to go from I think my resting is 56. So my heart rate's going to go from 56 to 56, right? If I walk. Depending on the speed of walk. But someone who's not fit, overweight maybe, hasn't anything, walking can actually probably jump increase their heart rate up pretty high. Okay, so what you're going to do is I put a list here you're going to add 2 more here. Okay, so provide 2 more here. I put them here. If you can't think of 2 more on your own, then just add the 2 here. The 2 from here down here, that's fine. So just on your own, provide 2 more that you can think of. and I'm going to add mine in. So one of mine was actually jump roping. So mine here was hiking and walking. I put walking here. So I'm just gonna say walking down here for mine. Oops. And there's another one here that I'm gonna add in, which is crossfitting. Now crossfitting is aerobic because there's no breaks, right? And it's fast. And they'll go 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes to get you through an entire circuit. And there's no breaks with the circuit. So circuit training is very important to keep the heart rate up as well. So that can be considered aerobic. So here we go. Let's see if I can get through this before we're done. The heart is a pump, And then a pump, or a heart that is fit, is a pump that is strong. It has been trained to work harder during exercise bouts of anywhere from 30 minutes to longer than two hours per day, depending on the exercise performed, right? So I went exercising. I went running yesterday, right? I went 30 minutes. I'll run like 3 miles, right? And if I say 3 miles, some people are like, whoa, that's a long time, right? For me, 3 miles is nothing. 3 miles is like, it's like, it takes me like, I jog 30 minutes and I'm not even really tired. Yeah, I can run 4 or 5 miles, and then that's a little bit more for me, right? But people are like, whoa, that's a long time, right? So 45 minutes to an hour. Some people will be like, oh, that's nothing. Like I run 8 miles daily, right? That takes longer than an hour for some people. Some people cycle for 2 hours a day. Just depends on the exercise they do. So a conditioned heart becomes stronger, therefore becomes more efficient at pumping. Okay, a stronger and more efficient heart can pump more blood with one beat compared to a less efficient heart. And then more blood being pumped with one beat means that the body receives more blood with one beat. Okay, so it's going to pump hard. It's going to pump more blood. It's going to be more efficient at getting the body the blood that it needs. If the body receives more blood with one beat, then the body will receive more blood each time the heart beats. The heart's main job is to feed the body oxygen-rich blood. So if the body receives more blood each time the heart beats, then a 1-minute calculation of heartbeats will equate to less beats per minute. Okay, so I want to go over that just real quick. If I have a more efficient heart and it pumps and it's strong and it pumps that blood out and it pushes it out, it's a strong heart, so it pushes it out faster. It can create more output, right? A stronger, higher cardiac output, which we'll explain later, is a more efficient heart that can push out blood more effectively and more blood at one time. So if more blood gets to the body through one beat, then the heart doesn't have to work as hard. So it won't have to beat as much, right? So it just means less beats per minute. So if you're at like if you're an athlete, right, and you're at like 60, a little bit less than 60, that's normal for you, right? Tomorrow or Thursday, I'll talk more about improper, abnormal situations that come up that create lower heartbeats that would be bad, right? That would be bad. If you're above, so you should be between 60 and 100, right? Which is normal. Okay, so if you're way above 100 and you're resting, Normally it doesn't really happen, but if that does occur, then it's like, okay, well, maybe there's something going on, but we'll talk about why the heart rate would increase more when you're resting on Thursday. There are some reasons behind that have to do with like what we eat and drink and things of that nature. So what you're going to do today, so you're going to wait for Google Classroom to be, for it to come up, and you're going to submit just Heart Rate Lab 2 for 2 points. You'll do that tonight. Okay, by 11:59. I'll throw up the assignment sometime today. Tomorrow night, look for more worksheets to come your way. Okay, so worksheet 4 and 5. This should be complete. Don't worry about turning this in. This is worksheet 3. We just finished half of it because the second half of worksheet 3 is an exercise activity we'll do in class together tomorrow or Thursday like we did today with worksheet 2. Okay. If there's not any other questions, if there's any questions or anything, just stay online for the next minute or two. If there's not, I'll see you Thursday. Have a good day, and today and tomorrow. If you came late, post 5 minutes today. Stay on so I can make sure I get that you are here. All right. We'll see you all in a couple days. Have a good day. Bye now.
Bye, Dr. Mercado. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, Cedric. Thank you.
We just turned in worksheet number 2, correct?
Yeah, we'll just wait for Google Classroom for me to post it on there.
All right.
Wait, so when you post it on there, we're gonna be able to type on it?
No, I'll just post the worksheet, the class. I'll just post the class assignment on there. You would have already had everything you need to type on from the sheets I provided you a couple days ago.
All right.
I think you got me. I came in like 2 minutes late.
Okay, who is it, Sandra?
Come on, Sandra.
Yeah, got you. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thanks again.
Dr. Mercado, could you
Yeah.
email me the worksheet with the image on it with the arm?
Was it talking about the stuff we did last week?
Yeah, I didn't get to, I checked my Google Classroom for that worksheet, but it wasn't there, so I didn't get to print it out. Could you email it to me?
Yes. Yes, I will. Samantha, the sheets are on Google Classroom currently. All of them. Even worksheet 2, you should be able to print it out in the PDF. It just can't. I just don't think it can be. I don't think it's a Google Doc. It's not a Google Doc, but it is a PDF.
Oh, okay.
Does that make
I'll
sense?
check yeah.
Yeah, check and then email me if you have questions or something come up where you don't have access to whatever.
Okay.
I think I might have joined late. I don't know if you got me or not. Marcus?
I got you, Marcos. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice.
You too.
I keep wanting to say weekend. but
Yeah,
it's
no.
not the weekend. Yeah.
That's all good. Thank you. You too.
Did you get me, Mr. Mercado?
Lorenzo, yep, got you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Hi, Anna. I got you too, if that's what you're wondering. Damien, do you have anything for me?
Yeah, I got a PDF editor, and I'm just not sure how to connect it to your worksheet. I'm not sure how to open it with your worksheet.
What's the PDF? What is it? What's the editor?
I thought this was the class where you said like you can get a PDF editor if you don't want to print it. Or
Yeah. What's it called? No, I didn't mean what. I didn't mean what is it. I'm like, what's it? Sorry.
Oh, it's called PDF Expert.
Okay. So if I send you here, let me send you. I might have to send it to you via email. Here, I'll send you a PDF, just a blank PDF sheet via email, and see if you can open it through your email.
Okay.
Because it seems like even the editor that I use, I have to receive it via email in order to open it.
Oh.
So it
Okay.
might be that that's the case. So let me try that. I'll send you something today, just like a test PDF. See if you're able to access it and open it up through your email, and let me know. Because
All right.
were you not able to open up through Google Classroom, right?
Well, I don't. There might be a way. I just don't know how. Cause I was clicking on like random stuff, and it was just saying, like, ask for permission, editing permission, or like stuff like that.
Okay, so let me try to email you a test PDF and see if that works. We'll start off there.
All right. Are you talking about right now or just later today?
I'll do it sometime. I'll do it sometime before I submit the next. I'll do it sometime before tomorrow night.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
See you then.
All right. See you, Damon. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye.